Hey everybody, hope this finds you doing well. This is Danelle here at Networkchain, and we're going to talk about some of the major news stories over the past week. As usual, let's go ahead and start off with the cryptocurrency market update. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently trading at around $67,800, Ethereum at $3,800, up almost 2% over the past week, still riding high from the news of the spot Ethereum ETFs being approved by the SEC. So now it's basically just a matter of time to get those Ethereum ETFs on the open market. Solana trading at $166, just under 1% for the past week. So it's basically stayed pretty stable. Dogecoin, the top meme coin in the top 10, is currently down nearly 7%, trading at around 16 cents. Cardano still in the top 10, trading at 45 cents. Toncoin basically flipped Cardano from the previous weeks, now trading at number 10. And then the second largest meme coin, which is Shiba Inu, is rounding out the top 11. So if we go to the Bitcoin chart and see how we've been doing over the past week, you can see that we're actually down just a tad from earlier in the week. We can see over the past month that we're still up quite nicely, up over 18% over the past month. We could potentially be in that range where we see Bitcoin just kind of chopping around in that 60,000-ish range, between 60 and 70,000. It could do that for a while before we go and test and potentially break all-time highs over $70,000. You can see we jumped up to $71,000 or so once that Ethereum ETF news had come out, but then we've kind of come back down since then over the last several days and basically this whole past week. So it's actually not a bad thing if you are someone who's investing into Bitcoin. This is potentially a good time to continue to accumulate. Of course, nothing we say is financial advice. Please do your due diligence and your research, but we do want to make sure to keep you posted on what's going on, especially with the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, which is Bitcoin. And we just received news from Franklin Templeton. They have one of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and they are the first to reveal what their fee is going to be for their upcoming Ethereum ETF. So the global asset manager will charge investors 0.19%, which is in line with the low fees in the competitive spot Bitcoin ETF race. So one of the main points that people, or data points that a lot of investors are looking at, obviously, are the amount of fees that they would need to pay in order to hold and invest in these ETFs. So the lower the fees can obviously be very attractive for investors, especially investors who are putting in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions, and even tens of millions, and maybe even more in some cases for some institutions and potential pension funds that are considering getting into cryptocurrency and digital assets. So they are taking the lead by coming out first with what their fee will be for the Ethereum ETF, and it's actually the exact same fee that they have for their Bitcoin ETF. So you can see here that the sponsor's fee is accrued daily at an annualized rate equal to 0.19% of the net asset value of the fund, and is payable at least quarterly in arrears in US dollars or in kind, or any combination thereof. And this is in their updated S1 filing. So the first portion of getting the Ethereum ETFs on the market has been approved, and that was the 19B4s, if I remember correctly, is the name of the filing. So now the S1 filing also has to be approved and filed with the SEC, and so a number of these applicants have been updating their S1 filings, and through this update, Ethereum, the Franklin Ethereum ETF, they went ahead and disclosed that they would be charging customers 0.19%. So you can see here from one of the Bloomberg analysts that earlier this week, Van Eck, Invesco, and Grayscale submitted, as well as BlackRock submitted their updated S1s, and so Franklin came in with that 0.19% fee. No one else has disclosed what they plan to charge for their fee just yet. So they're definitely showing and coming out of the box with a very competitive fee, very similar to the spot Bitcoin ETFs. So we shall see what the other applicants are going to charge for their fee and when they'll actually decide to release that information. So if we go here and we look at the spot Bitcoin ETF tracker, it's a little bit behind because this asset under management number is a little bit different now, because actually BlackRock's IBIT, which is their spot Bitcoin ETF, has now surpassed Grayscale, and they now have about $19 billion in assets under management currently. And just earlier this week, BlackRock has now surpassed Grayscale. Grayscale, as you can see, has the highest fee out of all of the spot Bitcoin ETFs are out on the market. We see here that Franklin Templeton, their fee for their spot Bitcoin ETF is 0.19%. So makes sense that they would go ahead and come out with their spot Ethereum ETF with a 0.19% fee. So there's a few other major news stories that came out over this past week. Mastercard, which as we know is one of the largest credit card companies in the world, along with Visa, they announced their crypto credential, which is going live with a few exchanges in Latin America as well as Europe. And so you can see here for the first time, crypto exchange users will be able to send and receive their crypto using their Mastercard crypto credential aliases instead of the typical long and complex blockchain addresses. So when you are able to look and see the transparency of the blockchain, you will notice that there's transfers that are happening between cryptocurrency wallets. And these wallets are these long alphanumeric addresses. And so you have to be very careful when you're sending and receiving and trading Bitcoin on decentralized exchanges to make sure that you are sending your crypto to the right address. And so a lot of people obviously copy and paste, but it's very difficult, especially if you're trying to type in these alphanumeric wallet addresses. So, because if you get one digit wrong, then you could potentially lose your crypto forever, and it could go to the wrong person, and vice versa if someone's trying to send it to you. So they're offering the opportunity to have an alias. So they go through a verification process. Once you're verified to own a particular wallet address, you can then have a name for that particular wallet address, and you can now use Mastercard with these other crypto exchanges to enable these blockchain transactions simply and securely with these aliases. So users in Argentina, Brazil, Chile, France, Guatemala, Mexico, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, and Uruguay will be able to send cross-border and domestic transfers across multiple cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So this is just another validation of where digital assets are going, and this is the future of finance. That's why we believe it is so important to share this information and share the news and share what's happening in the world of cryptocurrencies and digital assets, because now you can see that these legacy financial companies are seeing what the future is and are now jumping aboard and are working with crypto native companies to provide opportunities for people like me and you to be able to use the blockchain, which provides security as well as transparency, be able to do cross-border payments at much cheaper fees than when the old legacy way of doing it, thinking about Western Union and things of that nature. So this is a great step when it comes to offering opportunities to get involved in crypto. This is just the beginning, but Mastercard, as well as Visa and many other financial legacy firms, which you're going to talk about now, are investing in cryptocurrencies. So up next, PayPal, which is another well-known large financial services company, they have now chosen to launch on the Solana blockchain with their PayPal USD stablecoin, which is PYUSD, and they have chosen to use the Solana blockchain. They initially launched on the Ethereum blockchain, but they are now launching on the Solana blockchain to not only offer optionality for transactions, but also Solana blockchain is known to be a lot faster than the Ethereum layer 1 blockchain, as well as being cheaper to use. So you can see that by using Solana blockchain, it's making PayPal's stablecoin faster and cheaper to use. The availability of PYUSD on Solana provides users with the choice of multiple blockchains, allowing for increased flexibility and control. So you can go here to PayPal's newsroom website and learn a little bit more about this partnership and how PYUSD is going to be used on the Solana blockchain, and the information here related to why PayPal is continuing to move further in the cryptocurrency and digital asset space. You can now use PayPal to trade cryptocurrencies, hold cryptocurrencies. So now they're offering, with their new stablecoin that they've had actually for a little while, they're now offering another choice with using the Solana blockchain. Once again, there's a lot that is happening in the financial services market when it comes to digital assets. And we can see that one of the largest pension funds, and from my understanding, it is the largest pension fund in the world. It's Japan's GPIF. It's called the Japan's Government Pension Investment Fund. It manages over $1.5 trillion, announced that they are looking into digital assets, particularly Bitcoin. This was earlier this year, a few months ago. And with this particular fund, they are looking to potentially invest in Bitcoin or even other digital assets. But given that they are one of the largest pension funds, actually the largest pension fund in the world, that just goes to show the influx of institutions that are eyeing digital currencies, that are looking into digital assets, particularly Bitcoin. And now that we're seeing how well the spot Bitcoin ETFs have been doing in the US markets, there are definitely people and institutions around the world that are seeing what's happening. They look at started doing their research. They're looking to see what the returns have been of Bitcoin since its existence. There's nothing else out there in the market right now in terms of the rate of return. Yes, there's tons of volatility, but when you look at the return, if you hold the asset, you can't compare it to many of the other major indexes out in the market. So it's just going to show that the future of finance is cryptocurrencies and digital assets. We're here to tell you this is what we need to learn. This is what we need to research. This is what we need to do our due diligence. So make sure to keep it locked here at Networkchain, not only here with our weekly videos on YouTube, but also on IG, where we post nearly every day, as well as on X. And we thank you so much, as usual, for taking the time out to watch us. We hope you're learning something here. We're continuing to learn as much as we can about this burgeoning asset class. In the meantime, take care, and we look forward to linking up with you soon on the Networkchain. Bye-bye.